There we go. Hello, Taurus. So this is your August 16th to August 31st, 2016 read. For the main read, I'll be using the Shadowscapes Tarot by Stephanie Pumoon-La. And for the advice cards, I'm using the Saints and Angels Oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue. Decks have been pre-shuffled, so let's get right on to it. Okay. Okay. I think we're good for right now. Starting off with this reading, the overall energy is a lot of movement, a lot of action going on. We have the Five of Wands crowning the energy, the overall read. And there's a lot of movement here. A lot of playful foxes, a lot of... foxes are very cunning, but they're also very playful, and they can go a lot of different directions at once, although I'm noticing the guy here is going one direction, and most of the foxes are going the other direction, and the rabbit is also down here going going the same way as the foxes. So it's almost like a playful good time. I mean, fives are usually more about conflict, definitely, but I feel like there's a lot of playfulness around you, and you got a lot of things going on. You're kind of going through, and I feel like you're trying to have a good time and do as many fun things, especially if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and you want to enjoy the summer, but you're also trying to get things done at the same time. So I feel like that's where the conflict is for you, is having fun but getting things done at the same time, and it might be a lot going on in your life. I feel like from sunup to sundown, busy, 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 and even after sundown sometimes, if you're not falling asleep as soon as the sun goes down. But good, overall, really good. I feel like when we're starting the 16th, around the 16th, I have this in your line, and a lot of times when I see this card, I feel a duality, especially when you have the swan up here enjoying the sun or the moon, depending on how you're viewing it. In this case, I'm getting more sun energy in this time, because for me it depends how I'm looking at it at the moment. It feels more like the sun to me. Like this swan is enjoying the sun, basking in the sun, feeling that heat and warmth. But there's also a guy down here, kind of hidden in the shadows, and it looks like he might want to be a little mischievous. So I feel like this, especially with the overall energy being the balance of fun and work, I feel like you're getting things done the way you want to, and you're going forward, but you constantly just want to kind of push that envelope and make sure you have your cake and eat it too. A lot going on. I feel like you might be a little mischievous. There's like, I feel like you have a couple good friends, a couple friends around you, and they're kind of like, come on, let's hang out, let's do this, and you're just kind of like, you pulled right into it. And I really don't think it's bad. I feel like it's mischievous though. Mischievous, a lot of energy going out to that. That's how I'm interpreting this card right now. And more like, for example, like going out with the guys or the girls, depending on whoever you are, however that works out for you, and like maybe having a bar hop and things like that. Like when he's mischievous, he looks like he's doing maybe some things that just likes to keep like private things. Maybe doing some things with friends, like drinking or things like that, or just like having a good time, being a little rowdy, doing little private things you wouldn't like publicly let people know that you were like out binge drinking or whatever you were doing, whatever it might be doing. I just feel like it's like overindulging a little bit, stuff like that. The energy around you is extremely good for this. I only got 2 cards. Like typically I pull out 3, but I feel like the energy is most defined by 2 cards, and these cards are both great. Ace of Wands, which is a lot of fire energy, a lot of beginnings sometimes, things moving forward, a lot of strength. Typically, these are beginnings. Not always. Sometimes it's just a peak or an insurgence of energy, an insurgent of energy. There we go. For example, if there's something you're doing, things like that, and it hit a lull, and now it's got another burst of energy. Sometimes this can be an indicator of that. This is the energy around you, though, so I feel like it's an insurgent of energy with your friendships again, and it makes me feel like that's kind of why you want to have your cake and eat it too, because everybody else is having fun, and you're like, well, why shouldn't I have fun too? I'm a hard worker. I deserve to have fun, which is true. The Lover's card right next to it, this isn't the Lover's card, it's the Two of Cups. But as you see, you can see these two figures here intertwined together. It very much feels like the Lovers, especially with the little heart hanging above their heads there. Looks very much like the Lovers to me. Reminds me of it very much, which I think it's depicted a lot differently in this deck than it is right here. But I definitely feel an intimacy there. I feel like this little have your cake and eat it too, you might be overindulging in, how do I want to put this? I like a little, like having a little buddy on the side. I don't know what the political correct term is, but you know, just, you know what I mean. If this applies to you, I have a feeling you know what this means. Just having that person that you are very intimate with, but you kind of keep it to yourself, and they kind of keep it to themselves. People know you're friends, they have no idea how close you really are, though, that type of thing. And the energy around you makes me feel like not only are they very good for you, but they definitely, if it's one of those situations where you're publicly friends, but privately more, this person definitely wants to be publicly more as well, and may be a good match for you. As we go forward with this, the energy continues. Right above this card, we have you with the Three of Wands, which is looking out on the horizons and makes me think that you're aware of this person and you have been considering, or may start considering, you know, do I want to move this relationship into the public arena, and do I want this to go that route? I feel like this is a time where you're really, like, I feel like when you have your cake and eat it too, when you have your cake and eat it too, it may be something you considered would be a one-night stand type thing, or just like a no strings attached situation. You may have thought that's how it was going to go, but it gets a little deeper, and a one-time thing turns into a 2-3-time thing, and that's where you start to think, well, you know, I do enjoy being with this person. Like, why not? Like, why not toy with the idea? Why not think it over? And you might even have some conversations with that person. I feel like you're very giving to this person. This person, one of the reasons it may be something you didn't expect to go much farther is because either they are in a position that isn't as stable as you, or there may be an age difference, something along those lines. But you're very good to this person, you're very giving to this person. The Six of Pentacles, I'm really feeling that you're very giving. And even though it's coins you're seeing drop there, I feel like it's emotionally, I feel like it's supportively. Even though it's a private relationship, I feel like you're very supportive. And as things go forward, especially, this is after you've thought it out and decided, or maybe haven't decided, but maybe you're like toying with the idea, like, oh, I could possibly add this person to my life. Like, you're thinking it's a possibility, you might want to do it. You become more supportive and more caring, and not that you're not anyway, but you just you're more apparent with it. And I think this is really starting to flourish with that person. Where we're ending off for your line around the 31st is the Ace of Swords, which makes me think, granted it's a general read, but for the majority of you, if it's going this route, you're going to make an announcement near the 31st, or you're going to start letting people know. And it may just be a kind of subtle thing where you kind of publicly date, or you're publicly both seen at a restaurant having dinner together, something like that. But I feel like that's the start, and it's a great start. It's interesting because it's like over a 2-week span, maybe 3. Like this might not come until like mid-September. I'm getting that feel, because I feel like it might go past the end of August and into September, possibly around the 15th for this situation. Around that time frame, maybe going. I feel like it'll still be in Virgo, but near the end of it, when you decide to go that direction, if that's for you. let's get some advice cards out here just to see what we got going on here. Well, that's interesting because we got a lot of we got 5 advice cards, which is interesting. Usually I pull 3 or 2 even. Actually, usually I pull 2 now that I say that. When it starts at the beginning with the have your cake and eat it too that I started out with, or where you were just kind of like, you know, didn't expect things to go any farther. I feel like this isn't by chance, and the person that you're with, like, this is crowning that part of this reading. Healing and higher education. Which I'm thinking another reason you may have not thought this would go much farther is because either you've had hard times in previous relationships, or you've seen this person go through other relationships and things not go well, and it made you nervous. Things along those lines. But the healing is like when you get to know this person, and you like when it goes beyond, especially beyond that just one-nighter thing, if that's what it is. When it goes beyond that, you're learning more about them and about yourself, and it's kind of making you feel, it's making you feel better, but it's healing you. It's helping you see like a different version, either of this person or a previous notion you had, because I feel like it's either one of the two things. Either you've had problems in previous relationships and you're afraid this person's going to repeat those, or you've kind of seen this person, because I feel like this person's kind of a friend in a sense, maybe not a close friend, but someone you're acquainted with, and you've seen them go through some rough times, and you kind of thought maybe they were more an instigator than a bystander or victim. Like, so as you get to know them, you start to get a little bit different feel for them. You learn more about them. Like, that's what, when these two are together, I feel like the healing comes from learning the truth. When the truth comes in, it helps you heal. Like, that's what's kind of going on here. Now, when we're going to the part later in the reading where you're going to the giving part and to, like, we have what cards here. See if I can articulate this and pick these up at the same time. These are the 2 cards in your line here, then where you're very giving, and then you're possibly making that announcement, or by going out and having dinner publicly together, you're kind of making that announcement in a quiet but meaningful way. These 2 cards come up above that, which is funny because I usually pull 1 card each spot, but both of them 1 and 2. Vision and believe. And vision can be a very psychic card. In your case, I'm more feeling like it's thinking things through, having that forethought about where you want it to be. What type of relationship do you want it to be? And then believe that it's going to happen. I feel like you're very stable, and if you decide in the beginning, I want this from this relationship and that, and I want open, honest communication, for example. I want people to know. I want to be there for this person, but I need this person to be there for me. Believe that's going to happen for you. By doing that, by believing it, by thinking about it and believing it, you're going to naturally move in those circles, and you're going to put that out to that person. I feel like open, honest, and someone not only you can be there for, but someone who will be there for you, a supportive player. I feel like this is fitting this person. Like, this person is a good match for you. Definitely, I wouldn't say like the missing piece, in the sense of not exactly how you are. There's definitely some differences. They can be complementing, though. They can be differences that are some things that you're not used to, like maybe they have more of a fiery personality. I'm kind of getting that fire energy, which might be because of the Ace of Pentacles or the Ace of Wands. And I'm thinking they could have that like little spark to their personality, which might be one of the reasons you thought this wasn't going to go very far, because you thought they were a little rash or a little outspoken, and you weren't sure if you wanted to do that. But you're seeing that this can actually work to your favor, and that this person isn't, if you had a certain opinion of how they are or who they are based on how you see them act with others, and this spark of fire, and maybe it wasn't to your liking at first, but you're now getting a little deeper into it, and you're like, it's not what I thought it was, and maybe this is a good thing to have in my life, not only to keep me hopping, but to keep people around me, alive and awake too, because it's a very inspiring energy. It's a very good energy. Maybe not energy you're used to, but it's a good energy nonetheless. And I feel like going forward, if you have vision about how you want to handle that energy and you want to be treated by that energy and believe it'll work out, I feel like you will get into that mode and you will make sure that that does happen. If something goes away that you don't like what's said to you or what's done, you'll articulate that, and I feel like you'll come across very calm and caring, not very criticizing, but very caring, saying, I didn't like that, and this is why I didn't like that. It made me feel X, Y, Z. And by doing that, I feel like you're also going to invite them, like, I know you didn't mean that in a such and such way, but why did you do it that way? Because this is how I took it at first, but I understand that you're a good person. It's just uncomfortable for me when this happens, that type of thing. That being said, though, I don't feel like there's a lot of aversion with this person. I just feel like sometimes the way they go about things just might be a little... I don't feel like there's any rudeness or vulgarness, nothing like that. I just feel like the way that they handle things might just kind of be like, oh, that's just not how I would handle that. And it's not a bad thing. It's something you're going to need to get used to, but something that they might need to realize that kind of rubs you a little differently at times, and you're going to have this period of getting to know each other a little more. I feel like the chemistry between you, though, is going to open up a door to where you're both going to be more willing to not only be tolerable of the differences you have, but more accepting to explain how you work and why you work the way you do, and feeling out the other person and why they do, like more of a combining of forces rather than butting heads. It's more of like seeing like, why, oh, how do you do that? Why did you? Oh, I understand that. You know what I mean? It's not coming from a bad place because you see the good in each other. You realize there's different modes of communication, and that's it. The person also, this is coming below them. Like, this is their line, which is the Ace of Wands and the Two of Cups, which I want to call the Lovers so bad. Your line is above them in this read. Below them is peace, though. So I feel like they're at peace. So if there's things in the past that have happened, then you've seen maybe other sides of them you really didn't care for. I feel like at this time you're not going to see those things because they're very calm and very happy. Those things, if that's the case for you, what inspired those things may be more relevant to the actions. Because this person's a very good person, but like, when you tick anybody off or you upset anybody, most people aren't just going to sit there and take it. They're going to, defend themselves how they need to, however that might be. And in fact, definitely, because this is a general read, you're going to have to take it with a grain of salt in how that person affects you directly. Because I really feel this is great energy. I don't feel like this person's negative in any sense. I'm not getting that, at least in this read, at least not towards you. They like you a lot, and they favor you highly. So I feel like their opinion of you is very high. Not that your opinion of them is low or anything like that. I just feel like you may usually be standoffish to them, only because you've seen the type of repercussion that can happen for people who cross them. That type of thing. Is there anything else? That doesn't help this. I think we're pulling too much. Okay. That is your July, this is your August 16th to August 31st read. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those below. And of course, if you'd like a read from me, go ahead and contact me at jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you very much.